Hi, this is Tim with the Minimalist Trainer. I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about supplements and what are some good ones. I only take at the moment 2 different supplements. Now, one of the most popular supplements on the market now, it's been there for a while, is called Nitric Oxide. And there are quite a few products now that you'll find at GNC or any vitamin store that contain nitric oxide. Now, the supplements for nitric oxide, they use what's called Arginine. That's the chemical in the supplement, and what that does is it converts to nitric oxide when it's in your body. That's what produces the nitric oxide. Now, most of those supplements, almost all the supplements with nitric oxide are a pre-workout supplement. Some you would take on the way to the gym or an hour before the gym. And the easiest way to describe what nitric oxide does is it's basically like Viagra for your muscles. It uses the same theory, and that what the nitric oxide does is it expands your arteries in your blood vessels. It makes them wider, and what that does is allow more blood to get into the muscle. And when you get it's also used for that pump you get in the gym, and you feel that pump because your muscle is filled with blood. Now, the more you can get in there, it's going to stretch out the muscle. It's just like a balloon that starts like this and gets expanded. It's the same idea with the muscles, and you want that stretch because that's what makes the muscle look bigger as it gets stretched out. So when it gets filled with blood, water, it looks that much bigger. Now, I use just to show you what I use. There's a number of good products, but one I use is called Jet Fuse by German-American Technology, and that supplement is good because not only does it have the Arginine, but it also has creatine, which anybody who's ever worked out, I'm sure, has heard about creatine. It's got some bad press over the years about possible kidney trouble, but there's really no verified long-term studies that have been done to disprove that. But what's good about combining the creatine with the nitric oxide is what the creatine does, that gets into the cell of the muscle and expands the cell itself. And how that does that, it turns into creatine phosphate. And when it goes into the cell, it brings water into the cell, which expands it and gives it a full look. Now, if you're only taking creatine as your only supplement, people can tend to look a little puffy, a little bloated, because of all that water that's in your muscles. If you're just starting to work out and you have a supplement with creatine and you've never taken it before, or it's been a long time since you've taken it, you'll notice probably some people between 5 and even 15 pounds that people can put on in the first month or 2 of using it. Now, you have to remember, though, that a percentage of that is actually water weight. So when you stop using the creatine, some of that water is going to come out, and you're going to lose some of the weight that you had. Now, the second most important supplement probably that people can take is a protein supplement. And because you need, generally, if you're trying to make gains, you want to at least have 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight every day. So if you're a 200-pounder, you're going to want 200 grams of protein a day. Now, unless you really eat a lot or like to eat, it's nearly impossible to get all the protein you need just by eating regular meals every day. You're going to need a protein supplement. because it's just too hard, and it can be too expensive to keep making meals. It's so much easier to have a protein shake whenever you need it, either in addition to your meals or even to replace a meal. Now, there are two main types of protein. The most widely used and commonly known protein is whey protein. That protein, the reason it's the most popular is because it's almost instantly or very quickly absorbed by the muscles and the body. So you'd want to take a whey protein supplement right before a workout and shortly after a workout. If money is tight, you know, you can do one or the other, but a before and after is the best way to use whey protein. Now, the other protein is called Micellar Casein protein, and the difference between whey and this protein is a slow digesting protein. It can take somewhere around 6 or 7 hours that it slowly releases protein into your body. And that, as you can imagine, is very important to take a protein supplement like that before you go to bed at night, because what you'll get into is called a catabolic state, where your body will kind of use the muscle mass to feed off of during the night, because you're going many hours without any fuel for the body. If you take a casein protein before bed, it'll slowly release all night while you're sleeping and really keep a lot of the gains that you're making. Now, the protein supplement that I like to take is called Universal Real Gains. And that protein, there used to be a little bit of trouble with being able to combine a whey and casein protein in the same supplement. They just didn't work well together, so you had to buy two separate supplements. This particular one has both the whey and the casein protein all in one, which is both better economically, and you don't have to make two shakes, which can fill you up. Now, there are a few different protein supplements, as you can imagine. This one in particular, another important part of building muscle, and this is another thing that creatine helps with, is it brings in all amino acids into your muscle, which is crucial to help it grow. This particular protein has almost every amino acid you can imagine. There's about 20 of them on here. So not only does it have two different proteins, it has all the amino acids as well. Now, these are the only two supplements that I take. Everybody's body is a little bit different, so you can experiment. You know, you can get these type, or you can go online or somewhere and look at all the different brands that they have and try out a few, see which one work best for you. But hopefully this will help you guys when trying to make gains at the gym.